1. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point is to change it. 2. Workers of the world, unite. You have nothing to lose but your chains. 3. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. 4. The production of too many useful things results in too many useless people. 5. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. 6. Capital is dead labor, which, vampire-like, lives only by sucking living labor and lives the more labor it sucks. 7. The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles. 8. The ideas of the ruling class are in every epoch the ruling ideas. 9. The rich will do anything for the poor, but get off their backs. 10. Men make their own history, but they do not make it as they please. 11. A specter is haunting Europe, the specter of communism. 12. The first requisite for the happiness of the people is the abolition of religion. 13. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent and repress them. 14. Democracy is the road to socialism. 15. The theory of communism may be summed up in one sentence: abolish all private property. 16. Social progress can be measured by the social position of the female sex. 17. Landlords, like all other men, love to reap where they never sowed. 18. The human being is in the most literal sense a political animal. 19. The theory of communism may be summed up in one sentence: abolish private property. 20. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. 21. The only antidote to mental suffering is physical pain. 22. In place of the old bourgeois society, with its classes and class antagonisms, we shall have an association in which the free development of each is the condition for the free development of all. 23. Surround yourself with people who make you happy, people who make you laugh, who help you when you're in need. 24. Reason has always existed, but not always in a reasonable form. 25. Capital is reckless of the health or length of life of the laborer unless under compulsion from society. 26. The education of all children, from the moment that they can get along without a mother's care, shall be in state institutions. 27. The ruling ideas of each age have ever been the ideas of its ruling class. 28. The emancipation of society from private property is the emancipation of the workers. 29. The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles. 30. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point is to change it. 31. Sell a man a fish. He eats for a day. Teach a man how to fish. You ruin a wonderful business opportunity. 32. Political power is merely the organized power of one class for oppressing another. 33. History repeats itself, first as tragedy, second as farce. 34. Without doubt, machinery has greatly increased the number of well-to-do idlers. 35. The bourgeoisie is unfit any longer to be the ruling class in society and to impose its conditions of existence upon society as an overriding law. 36. Machinery does not just act as a superior power in the place of the worker. It is much more deadening. 37. The country that is more developed industrially only shows to the less developed the image of its own future. 38. Communism is the riddle of history solved, and it knows itself to be this solution. 39. In proportion, therefore, as the repulsiveness of the work increases, the wage decreases. 40. The ruling ideas are nothing more than the ideal expression of the dominant material relationships, the dominant material relationships grasped as ideas. 41. A commodity appears at first sight, an extremely obvious trivial thing, but its analysis brings out that it is a very strange thing, abounding in metaphysical subtleties and theological niceties. 42. Capital is dead labor, which, vampire-like, lives only by sucking living labor, and lives the more labor it sucks. 43. The proletarian movement is the self-conscious, independent movement of the immense majority in the interest of the immense majority. 44. 44. The capitalist class is a gigantic corporation, a collective capitalist. 45. The theory of the communist may be summed up in the single sentence: abolition of private property. 46. The more powerful the state, the more power it had to suppress the individual. 47. Accumulation of wealth at one pole is at the same time accumulation of misery, agony of toil, slavery, ignorance, brutality, mental degradation at the opposite pole. 48. The writer may very well serve a movement of history as its mouthpiece, but he cannot, of course, create it. 49. Capital is money. Capital is commodities. By virtue of it being value, it has acquired the occult ability to add value to itself. 50. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class shall represent and repress them.